Tormented Synapse, let's go! Our first one on the account. 783 KC. I was wondering what this guy standing here was doing. Oh man. Because like, you know, usually when people like run here, they see someone's here and then they world hop, right? But he's just been standing here. Anyways, wow, that loot beam was really something. I knew it was going to be a juicy one, but that dopamine just hit when it showed up on the ground. Sheesh. First one at 783 KC. We finished that trip up and we TP'd out. Now we have our Tormented Synapse. We're going to be making the Purging Staff as our weapon of choice. For now, at least. Later on, we might revert it and change it into the Emberlight when we have enough Ancient Shards to turn our Arclight into the Emberlight. Once you have the Tormented Synapse, you can't just make the weapon right then and there. Whether that's the Scorching Bow, the Emberlight, or the Purging Staff, which is what we're going to be doing. First, you have to speak to Curadel. Now, I do believe you can actually speak to her at any point in time, and you have to ask her about her dad, I believe, is actually Duradel. And basically, we go through some dialogue here, but the gist of it is that Duradel left behind a set of notes, and this is regarding the Tormented Demons and their weapons. And it looks like we actually gained just under 1.2k Slayer EXP from just simply reading the book. Very nice. Now that we've done that, we now understand how to make these weapons, and now we have to head to an anvil. Made my way to the Varrock West Bank anvil, pretty popular spot for smithing. And let's go ahead and use the synapse on the anvil. And it says we need an iron bar. Interesting. Okay. That part I didn't know. Surely we have an iron bar. In fact, we have plenty, over 1,000 of them in the bank. Back to the anvil, let's try again. So we did have the battle staff in our inventory, so I guess it didn't have to ask us, it just knew we were going for that one. And there we have it. A Purging Staff. Let's take a look here. Looks pretty cool in my opinion. I've never had one on either account. Over on Wait For It, I've only had the Emberlight. Pet the stray dog, of course. Anyways, let me gear up and figure out the new setup. So this is going to be our new setup. This actually looks mostly the same as our previous one, except we swapped out the Tumikin's Shadow in favor of the Purging Staff. And because the Purging Staff is a one-hand weapon, we get to use the Mage's Book as well as our best in slot offhand. Range setup is the same. Everything else is the same. However, we do have soul runes in our inventory because we're going to be auto-casting Dark Demonbane. And not only are we doing that, we're going to be casting Mark of Darkness because this spell right here makes your offensive Arceus spells more potent. So it's going to be a buff and it's going to be much needed for that. Anyways, yep, that's our setup. Let's get back to Tormented Demons. We're going to be farming up another one on this account. And I think that's going to be our stopping point. Once we get our hands on another Synapse, we're going to move on and try to focus up on Black Demons, Demonic Gorillas, and get ourselves some Zenites. Back at the Tormented Demons, let's showcase the Purging Staff a little bit. So I already did cast Mark of Darkness. Here we are with the Dark Demonbane spell. And pretty hard. Oh, we gotta make some room to swap into our Twisted Bow. Yeah, our KC per hour is absolutely gonna shoot up now that we're using both the Twisted Bow and the Purging Staff. Several KC later now, and I'm still thinking back about that drop that just happened. That's actually the biggest drop we've gotten on this account by far. The second biggest thing I can think of is the Blowpipe drop, the Tanzanite Fang, at Zulrah. Even then, the Burning Claws from the same location here at Tormented Demons was actually probably a higher GP value than the Tanzanite Fang. Just like that with these new, more powerful weapons that we've been using, we're creeping up on 800 KC at Tormented Demons. Bound Yat has reached smithing level 69. Very nice. What's even more nice is that we're about to snag our second Synapse right here. Never mind rune arrows. Working on KC 835 here, so you can tell that the KC is flying. And I was just saying that it's kind of strange, funny how RNG works, because in our first 600 or so KC, we didn't get any magic longbows. But here we are looking in our inventory. We have 2 of them sitting in our inventory. Well, it has crept up on us, but we just hit 80 Slayer. This one is actually significant, as we've just unlocked the ability to do neck reels. It's going to be a really good barrage task in the Catacombs of Kourend. You can see in the clan chat that Yat is saying, what the heck, you were just level 69 Slayer for the quest Monkey Madness 2. And yeah, after completing Monkey Madness 2 and while Guthic sleeps, I think those quests do give out a little bit of Slayer EXP. But on top of that, Tormented Demons, over 1k EXP per Tormented Demon. And hey, I mean, at this point, we've done over 800 KC here. No second Synapse yet, but we are creeping up on another important little milestone or level. And a few more T-bow hits here, we're going to be hitting 98 range. There it is. Just one more level until we hit 99. And that will be our 4th 99 on the account. Although, I think it's more likely that we're going to hit the hit points level first. And then range will probably follow shortly after. Our new setup, new weapons that we've been working with have definitely sped up the task quite a bit. But nevertheless, this task I'm glad to be over, but it's going to be pretty ironic, pretty unfortunate in some senses if we get another Greater Demons right after this. Although we are still hunting the second Synapse. But please, please give me a Black Demons task. Actually, at this point, I will also take any task that puts me in the Catacombs so that I can get some more Ancient Shards. But for right now, let's see what we can get from the last KC of the task. We will be flicking to the Bracelet of Slaughter. It'll be a little anticlimactic here if we get the proc. Let's find out. Nope, that is our task completed. 293 Greater Demons on this task. And we get a Dragon Dagger as our last drop. Let's go find out what our next task is. Moment of truth. Kuradel, what are you going to assign? 183 Hellhounds. Now, I did say previously that we would be blocking Hellhounds the next time it showed up. But I also just said that we need Ancient Shards, so any task in the Catacombs would be good. So now I have to decide. I think I will be putting Hellhounds on the block list. They are just a little too common. In fact, like I mentioned before, they're the highest weighted task available for me at this point in time. There are other tasks I could be doing. I don't know why I'm running away from Kuradel. We got to pick up another task. There are other tasks we could be doing in the Catacombs, namely Dust Devils or Neck Reels, which we recently unlocked at level 80. However, we just got a Zar task, and we're going to be skipping this one. I just currently don't feel like doing Zars, Jad, or Zuck at this point in time. We're going to pick Jad, and we're just going to enter and leave. It's going to be a free skip. Back at Kuradel once again, bunch of people standing here. What's our next task? 132 trolls? No, thank you. We're going to be heading over to Aya. After 3 or 4 skips, we finally got what we wanted. 224 Black Demons. Off to Demonics we go, finally. For this Demonic Gorillas task, or Black Demons, we're going to be reverting our newly made Purging Staff back into the Synapse form. I guess we do lose the battle staff there, but that's no big deal. And we're going to be turning the Synapse into... Oh. Wait, I gotta go read the notes again? Okay, be right back. Alright, the notebook is in my inventory. I don't know if that's what was needed. Let's use the Synapse on the anvil. You require either a battle staff and an iron bar or arc light to make a weapon out of this. What about the bow? I have figured it out. Turns out I don't have the fletching level. I need 74 fletching. I previously talked about how getting the magic longbow drop is important if you don't have the fletching level to make the scorching bow. And it's actually not the act of making the scorching bow. It's that you need 85 fletching in order to make an unstrung magic longbow. So, ironically, making the scorching bow has a lower level requirement than making a magic longbow. But as an Ironman, obviously you're going to have to get a magic longbow yourself somehow. So you either get it as a drop, or you get 85 fletching to make one. But you only need 74 fletching if you have the magic longbow to make the scorching bow. But unfortunately, I don't even have that. I'm currently at 67 fletching. We could look into whether we can easily get those levels if we have the resources. Let's find out. We're going to be training up our fletching by making some U short bows. Unstrung anyways, we're not going to be spending time stringing those. So a little bit of bank standing action here. Break from all the TDs we've been doing. But I am excited to get to these demonics. With a big task for once. Working on some maple longbows here, as I found some extra maple logs sitting in the bank for whatever reason. We have a whole lot of junk in the bank, honestly. Anyways, as we work our way up here, we're currently level 68 fletching now. I've been thinking I can't remember the last time I actively skilled on this account. With the exception of when I made a few prayer pots just because we were that down bad. It honestly feels very strange to be skilling on this account. We've been so PVM heavy on this account, and honestly that's mostly the purpose of it, to be fair. While fletching, I got invited to do some regular Theater of Blood. Now we're going to be potting 4s. I'm on the melee DPS role this time around. And we do have some learners with us. So this could be interesting, to say the least. My scythe is on crush. Let's go ahead and fix that. And the last time we were at Tob, we were talking about how we didn't get any more salve amulets. And I still haven't. Because quite frankly, I don't normally plan on tobbing. We're not quite at that stage yet where we're going to be doing a whole lot of raids constantly. But when I get invited, and when I'm up to it, I might as well come here, right? To be honest, being a 50 defense account, lacking rigor, lacking augury, the melee role probably is the best option for me. Oh, it appears we're not skipping. I thought we were. He says, yeah, I figured. No skip. No faith in the team. Come on, I believed in the skip. Actually, I don't have piety, and the other person doesn't have a scythe. And the other two that do have a scythe, yeah, actually, that makes sense. You know what, I'm not sure the Burning Claws are worth using here at all. I didn't trade over the Dragon Claws because I figured out the Burning Claws, but I don't think Burning Claws are very good here, actually. Unbelievable, but I actually have to sip a restore dose at bloat. Even more unbelievable is that we're going to have to 3 down. Okay, that Elite Void Knight robe is covering the entire tile. I can't see if feet are going to fall under him or not. I'm going to sneakily hold on to my salve because I haven't got any more. Another reason why we're best fitted for the melee role is we're going to be wearing full Blood Moon anyways. And that way we can equip the dualies. Equip our scythe here for the doubles. Beautiful. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, so this time around, I won't be trying to single-handedly skip. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, something just majorly leaked because I glanced up at the HP bar and all of a sudden it was 46%, so I'm not sure what happened there. Ooh, we get a Ruby proc. Get our dualies out, our boppers. We're gonna call them everything but its actual name because I don't know how to pronounce it. I get to do the maze. We got it to 0 defense, very nice. This is the longest post-Screech Zarpus in existence. Jeez. Oh, and I'm out of run energy right at the end there. But we get the job done. That was pretty much a 3+1 Verzik. No purples. There were a fair amount of deaths though, to be fair. Wouldn't it be crazy if we got a pet right here? Unfortunately not, but we do get some herbs, some molten glass, which is nice actually if we want to work on crafting. And into another raid we go. What the? I have never seen that in my life. 5 consecutive tiles that were covered. What? In a regular Tob, no less. .6%. I don't have anything in my death coffer too, so it's just taking straight GP right now. And just as I run out of stamina again. Perfect. There's no purple. We got done with the raid session and we've been chilling at the top bank ever since. We recently hit level 70 fletching, so 4 more levels to go. But at 70, we were able to move on to U longbows. So a little bit of extra EXP there. We are back at top this time on our maxed account with the same group of people. But I think it's going to go a little bit smoother this time since, you know, I'm on the maxed account and on a freeze roll this time around. Yeah, if I was on my 50 defense account, I would have been out of prayer like 2 minutes ago. Where's the purple? Also, you know, I'm just significantly weaker on that account. Even with the mega rares and all, just like the lack of piety, like the top tier prayers and whatnot. Oh my god, we did it! No way. Here comes the purple. Never. I already have 2 pet rolls on this account. It's time to get a third. 4 palm tree seeds and 39 toad flax. Alright, into another top we go. This time around we're running a trio. I am on the melee DPS roll. Ooh. Any purples? Disappointment. Oh, a max claw. Will that count? I don't think it counts. I don't think that counts. Easy. Dude, there's no purple. Where is the purple? Never. After a quick little top sesh, we are now back on 416 hero. We're currently chopping or fletching the very last of our U logs into U longbows. And we're about to hit 74 fletching. And there we go, 74 fletching. You can now make the Sunlight Hunter's crossbow and Scorching bows. Kind of weird phrasing there in the text, but yeah, that's what we're after, the Scorching bow. So let's go ahead and grab our Tormented Synapse in our inventory. We're going to need a magic longbow unstrung. 7 of those from Tormented Demons. And I think we need a hammer, probably. And let's get to an anvil real quick. We made our way to the anvil at Varrock West, classic location. I think we have everything on us. Let's go ahead and find out. Evidently, we don't. So I think for the Scorching bow, we might not have to go to an anvil after all, which in hindsight kind of makes sense. I think what we have to do here is just simply use the Synapse on the longbow. Oh? Little bit of an animation. Oh, that's just the generic fletching animation, never mind. But there we have it. We have the Scorching bow. Let's put that bad boy on. And now we can gear up for some demonic gorillas.